ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
If Josh Allen lost a football game the way that Lamar Jackson did last night, Roger Goodell would probably ban kickers.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. What a Motion Monday it is. What a Motion Monday it is. January 5th, 2026. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. I know. And congratulations on fulfilling your very first New Year's resolution. And that is that you're not going to miss a single episode of Theoretically Speaking in the new year. Congratulations. You did it. You did it. Also, a special congratulations to Chris Boswell, DK Metcalf, and I would assume Justin Tucker, because there were no louder voices, no three men celebrating the missed field goal at the end from Tyler Loop of the Baltimore Ravens than likely those three fellows. As we watched last night, the Ravens' playoff hopes be diminished by the leg of a rookie kicker. C-Katt's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And Kat, as a Ravens fan, you were on the other side of the celebration of those three figures. By the way, did I get that right? I mean, Boswell misses the extra point. That's the Steelers kicker. So he clearly would have been the GOAT in the negative way if the Ravens win. So he was elated that Loop misses the field goal. DK Metcalf, like he's been the difference as to why the Steelers offense has been so stagnant over the past couple of weeks. He punching a fan in the stands a couple of weeks ago, gets himself suspended 2 games. He would have been the GOAT because people would have said, hey, if he was there, this wouldn't have been this close. And then, of course, Justin Tucker for, obvious reasons. Think he was rooting for the Ravens last night?
Yeah, I think he was.
But sure, right? Sure, he might have been rooting. He wants the Ravens to succeed. Now, the Ravens threw him to the side. He wants the Ravens to succeed, but for him, kind of like what we talked about with Jason Kelce and the tush push. It's like it kind of adds to your lore. It makes people miss you a little bit more when it doesn't work in your absence. Like that's a kick Justin Tucker makes.
Yeah, certainly. Like he is historically really good in the playoffs, and he is, apart from Joe Flacco, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, I think he might be the main reason why the Ravens actually won a Super Bowl in 2013 because of his leg. Several occasions versus the Patriots, versus the Broncos, taking down 2 legendary quarterbacks, but it took good special teams for them to win those games. So to see his successor fail at the ultimate moment against a biggest rival in football, I'm sure there's a chip in his side now. It feels pretty good.
Like if you're Justin Tucker, sure, maybe you want the Ravens to win because you are a Raven, you were a Raven, you root for those guys. Those are your brothers in the locker room. You don't know Tyler Loop.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any ties to this guy. Plus, if you're Tucker, you're like, man, Lamar Jackson did everything in his wheelhouse. Coming off of injuries, like my guy Lamar, who I did all that winning with, did everything he could to win it. Isaiah Likely got the demons off his back of the toe over the line and a drop. He gets the big catch at the end to put the Ravens in position to win. The defense, well, they were absent from this party. But I guess technically they only held, they didn't let the Steelers get 30 on them. So if you're Justin Tucker, you're happy for everybody. And the one dude on the team you have no relationship with, the one dude on the team that also is replacing you is the reason why the Ravens are not in the playoffs. I do think that even if Tucker was rooting for the Ravens last night, a small part of him last night cheered. It did.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, sorry.
This is all too familiar. Ravens, my favorite football team, having their season ended in dramatic, nationally televised fashion against a team that I am confident the Ravens are better than. And it's just all too familiar.
It's weird, too, because you talked about how they opened the season and closed the season with these dramatic losses. And I almost forgot about that Bills season opener where the Ravens are up 2 touchdowns late in the game. There was the Derrick Henry fumble. Josh Allen just became Josh Allen, the freight train that he is. It was, 50-45 or something like that? Like, it was an incredible showing, and it was a fun game. But, again, the Ravens lose in heartbreaking fashion, similar to last year, Thursday Night Football. You and I hanging out at the Duffy Sports Grill. Our guy Larry from Boynton ready to pop some champagne, but then Isaiah Likely's toe was too big.
Yeah, the examples are getting kind of ridiculous on how they're stacking up dramatic, life-altering Ravens losses. Like, a man can only handle so many.
That's what
we got a lot of fan bases that go back to that moment and that moment only, and that draws all their ire. You think about Cubs fans before they won their World Series, breaking the curse of the GOAT, and it was Steve Bartman, right? That's the one moment where that ball should have been caught by a Cub. It wasn't. They blowed the lead. They don't have any success until 2016. For Baltimore Ravens fans, you have about 7 or 8 different examples of dramatic season-ending plays that happen at snap of a finger.
So does it make it any easier? And this is a hard question to answer less than 12 hours removed from heartbreak. Does it make it any easier, like anything with life, the fact that you've rode this bike before?
Yeah, the pain, it has diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Like,
eventually it's like, all right.
It's just another one.
Yeah.
Like, it's just another example. It was a playoff game. I got to watch the Ravens play a playoff game. I don't care what the literal definition of a playoff game is for the NFL. That was a win, and you move on to the next round, and you actually raise a trophy for it. Lose, and season is over. So I got to see the Ravens play a playoff game, and they lost again. So that's your rinse repeat.
Will you? Would you do an exercise with me? And I feel for you. I actually was pulling for the Ravens last night. I told you beforehand, and I like seeing Lamar Jackson succeed and all that. This is not to throw a thorn in your back. I know you can handle this. Yeah. Can we do a quick impromptu, like top 5 Ravens miserable ending to seasons?
Yeah, I would be happy to.
Okay, let's get a little NFL under bed here.
Or do you want the top 5?
Yeah,
I can give you a top 5.
I'm sorry, I forgot we had a whole operation for this thing. It's been so long. The first top 5 of the new year is going to go to C-Katt.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5.
All right. This is your first time ever doing a top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing it off the top of the dome. We did not prepare for this, so I will give you a little time to get your bearings together. Now, remember, Tyler Loop's missed field goal counts as one of them. So
yes, and I'm going to go from the top down since I couldn't prepare it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the most painful to the least painful, but I could extend the list outside of 5. That's how many examples of season-ending pain that I've gone through. But we'll settle for just 1 through 5.
Number 1.
The most painful season-ending loss that I've experienced as a Baltimore Ravens fan was, the year before they won the Super Bowl, where it was not Justin Tucker, not Tyler Loop, but it was Billy Cundiff on the road in Foxborough. The Ravens are trying to beat the Patriots to win the AFC. The Giants already took care of business in the NFC Championship game, so that's a gettable Super Bowl opponent. And they take on Patriots in Foxborough. Lee Evans drops a touchdown catch, which would have won the AFC Championship game. He drops that ball, so instead they're in field goal range, and Billy Cundiff misses a field goal way wide left. It never had a chance. This was a true chip shot. This was about a 35-yarder. Billy Cundiff misses the game-tying field goal. The Ravens lose the AFC Championship game. That's the most painful playoff loss in my experience as a Baltimore Ravens fan. Again, I'm only 27 years old, so maybe there's something before that. TJ Houshmandzadeh, I believe, had a big reason why the Ravens lost, but I wasn't too cognizant for that. And we move on to
Cundiff 32-yard field goal, by the way, 32-yarder.
32-yarder, lost that game.
2012.
We will go to last year's AFC divisional round. I'm going to go a little more. Maybe it's recency bias. Mark Andrews has a fumble in that game. There's another fumble in that game. Mark Andrews has a drop early in that game. And then, of course, the Ravens come all the way back. Lamar drives his Ravens down the field. 2-point conversion. hits Mark Andrews in the chest. He drops it. That game ends. The Ravens lose to the Bills in the AFC divisional round. Ravens, I believe, were the best team in the AFC that season. Did not matter. Ravens lose. That's the second most painful Ravens loss.
And I will say, there's a good chance the Ravens would have done the Chiefs the way the Eagles did them in that next game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, even as a Chiefs fan, I can say the Ravens were the better team that year, and the Chiefs bore that out in the Super Bowl. That was definitely a bad miss. That was a bad miss.
It sucked. It was really, really bad. Yeah.
Number 3.
Third most painful Ravens loss in these last about 20 years now as a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Have we gotten to Tyler Loop yet? Is Loop still further down the list because it wasn't playoffs, technically?
Loop, we're not getting to Loop yet.
Okay.
Ooh, but the rush of emotion, the fact that Lamar Jackson came to the table. No, we're not getting to Loop yet.
I was about to say, this feels like a Loop spot.
We're going to go to the AFC Championship game in 2023.
Yeah.
Where the Baltimore Ravens held the Kansas City Chiefs scoreless in the second half. Lamar Jackson probably had the worst playoff performance of his career considering the circumstances. The defense showed up and the offense simply didn't. Zay Flowers fumbled the ball out of the back of the end zone, which took away a monumental touchdown in that game, which I believe would have tied the game or taken the lead. Ravens lose with the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game in 2023. That's the third most painful Ravens loss that I have experienced.
That was a triple coverage interception too. I think was it Likely?
It was Isaiah Likely putting his hand up saying, I'm open. I guess Lamar Jackson trusted his teammates or needed cataract surgery. Throws the interception in triple coverage. Never had a chance.
Yeah.
A perfect ball would have been a ball thrown into the crowd. Yeah. That would be the perfect throw in that circumstance. He doesn't do that. Tries to complete it. Incomplete pass. And we now will get
number 4
to Tyler Loop. Last night, back and forth game, the dramatics, big completion to Isaiah Likely. You admonish that demon on 4th down and 7. Beautiful ball, setting up Tyler Loop with a 44-yard attempt.
Snap good, hold it, the kick is no good! It is wide right! And the Steelers are the champions of the North!
Fantastic call by Mike Tirico. Fantastic jinx by Mike Tirico, where he was just preparing a swan song for Aaron Rodgers' career while also getting ready to crown the next clutch great Ravens kicker, as the previous was shown the door in disgraceful fashion. Not the fact that he should have been, you don't have to, No, I'm just saying that his exit was really bad.
It was ugly as hell. And
Justin
he was
Tucker,
bad before he got cut, too.
Exactly. So, that sucks. That's the 4th most painful loss I can remember as a Baltimore Ravens fan. And now we're going to go...
number 5.
The last true Joe Flacco-led season-ending loss also came to the Baltimore Ravens.
Or to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
To the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it was 2017.
But it does feel like the Ravens keep beating themselves, so that might have been a Freudian slip.
Week 17, this was another AFC North divisional championship game. Ravens, Steelers, winner wins the division. I don't know if you remember this game well, Theo, but I sure do. Waning seconds in the 4th quarter. Big Ben Roethlisberger without Le'Veon Bell, leading this team down the field, and Antonio Brown makes a catch at the 3-yard line. A stout Ravens defense stops him. He's going backwards. Antonio Brown stretches the football forward, breaks the plane, wins the game, wins the AFC North, and the Ravens get sent packing. And that was the
number 5
most painful Ravens season-ending essential loss in my memory.
All right, that was a 39-38 Steelers win, it looks like. And that one sealed the deal. So what you're telling me now is you have what I like from the Ravens here, at least they're equal opportunity employers. You have a number 1 was a Patriots loss, the Billy Cundiff wide left, 32-yard field goal. Then you get the Bills, number 2, 2024 divisional round. Who can forget Mark Andrews forgetting how to catch?
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, you get the Chiefs. So here we go, 3 unique opponents.
Yeah.
AFC Championship. Zay Flowers fumble. Lamar throws in the triple coverage interception. 4, you get the Steelers. So that's 4 different AFC teams. And you get the Steelers twice here for your last 2. So at least, does it feel any better that it's not like the Bills where it's all Chiefs?
That's true. Yeah.
You know,
the Ravens have several daddies.
Yeah, there's no boogeyman out there for y'all.
The Ravens are very progressive. We let anyone take advantage of our postseason woes. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that was an extremely painful loss as a Baltimore Ravens fan, but you can just add it to the list. I think that by my favorite team taking that loss, I saved someone else, a different fan base, from suffering that painful defeat. And for that, that's my cross to bear.
Yeah.
If someone's got to be the notorious playoff chokers, and it just so happens to be the team I root for.
And that's the thing, too, is you guys fill that void well for the rest of the NFL. So now that C-Katt has done some therapeutic declogging of the pores and venting and letting out of his frustrations of his top 5 Ravens season-ending, just demoralizing losses, we turn it over to the good people on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. What is the most demoralizing season-ending loss you have suffered as a fan? Technically, last night was not a playoff game, but it was. It was like a play-in game. It was win or go home. And the Ravens, I mean, we thought they won. That play to Likely on 4th and 7, where he throws it. It's kind of double covered, but it was a perfect ball. And Ramsey's behind him. I believe it was Highsmith underneath, and Lamar puts it in the perfect spot. Likely catches it, comes down with it, and now we're set it up later for a field goal kick from not Cundiff this time, Tyler Loop, 44 yards. Like you said, Tirico set it up. The Ravens scoured the nation. They went far and wide seeking for the successor to Justin Tucker, and they found their guy. Except their guy could not find the middle of the uprights, and the Ravens lose. What was your most demoralizing loss following what we saw from the Ravens? As a football fan, as a basketball fan, just season-ending loss that had you in great despair.
Where it's just over. Like, you don't even say, I got to watch this clown show next week.
Nah.
Dang, I'm not even excited for it. No, your season's over, and you should feel sad about it because that is the last lasting memory of the team that you invest your emotions, your time, your money, your love.
Yeah.
That's what you're left with.
888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline or jump into the chat on YouTube at ESPN South Florida and let us know your demoralizing loss. We have a submission already in the chat. This one hurt me as well. As a person who had a little money involved in this one, I was at a Super Bowl party, actually. And I had, it was one of those things where it's like you're already starting to count the money that you're winning off the heads of people in that room. And it was 2014, 15. I don't know, but we all know it as the game where, damn it, Pete Carroll, give Marshawn Lynch the ball. And Joel in the YouTube chat comments that as a Seahawks fan who has the 1 seed this year, he said, give Marshawn the ball on the goal line. That one still hurts. That is, I can't think of a worse Super Bowl defeat in my lifetime than that. A game that you had won, and it's like it was simple. You have beast mode. His nickname is Beast Mode, and you were on the 1 yard line.
I guess it's a different style of loss from the other miraculous against all odds. Yeah, Patriots Super Bowl win during their dynasty. What's more painful, being a Seahawks fan when you have the Malcolm Butler interception at the goal line, or being a Falcons fan where 11 different things had to go drastically wrong for you to blow a 28-3 lead? What do you think's more painful?
The Falcons loss, I will say, was more painful for them. And I was in Georgia at the time of this doing I was a sports anchor and news reporter at WALB in South Georgia. So I was surrounded by Dirty Bird fans who were doing the Dirty Bird. Literally, I remember it. I recall it vividly because this is the same year in which the same thing happened to UGA against Alabama in waning moments in a championship game. They were doing the Dirty Bird. having a ball, thinking it was all wrapped up. All of their woes of the past were dismantled. They are now going to be crowned champions. They have dethroned the GOAT in Tom Brady. The celebrations were ensuing. And to have it slowly but steadily ripped away from you is painful, and even more painful than I would say than the Seahawks loss, because at least the Seahawks were actually going for a two-peat. I think that would have been a back-to-back championship situation for Seattle.
Good point. Yeah,
So,
you have tasted success, and you have that.
Yeah.
Versus the Falcons, really Georgia sports, at that moment, at the highest level in the pros and at college, were notorious for not getting it done.
Falling short. And I want to say that the Super Bowl happened after the national championship loss as well, sequentially. I don't remember if it was even the same year or not, but I knew sequentially, within a calendar year or so. I can't recall specifically if it was the same exact
year. You're talking about the Tua, the third and 36, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was after. I just know because I know where I was watching
it
from.
Next year, you're right. It was 2017. So what I mean is, you suffered the Falcons one in 2016, and then January of the very next year, next time your team is in a championship, you are again. You think it's over with.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia sports fans, Atlanta area sports fans have suffered mightily, which is why I say congratulations on the Atlanta Drive TGL inaugural championship.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about heroic moments.
The banner's raised in there. I don't know if you saw it at TGL. There is a banner.
I did not see it. See that if you're an Atlanta area sports fan, just take a trip on down to Palm Beach Gardens, pull up to TGL. A lot of times it's on Tuesdays, and you can see it for yourself. Your championship banner. There is only one championship in the history of tomorrow's golf league, and that is your Atlanta Drive. Tiger couldn't get it done. Rory couldn't get it done, but damn it, you got it done. And Arthur Blank was in the house to see it happen. Come on.
Yeah.
It's your stuff.
Dramatic season-ending losses. Painful.
Yeah.
Maybe dramatic's the wrong word. Just flat out most painful season-ending loss you have had as a sports fan. We'll start on the Baptist Health Hotline, where we've got a Dallas fan. Many teams in that area. Joe in Jupiter wants to share the most painful loss he has suffered to end a season. Joe, what's up?
Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy
It's been a minute since I've talked to y'all, but I'm still listening for sure.
Thank you.
Well, let's go back 8 years roughly today. January 15th or so. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, doing what he did last night again. 3rd and 20. That 25 or 30-yard pass to Jared Cook, tiptoeing in to put them in field goal range to put the Packers in the NFC Championship game and end our season in Dak's second year. That was heartbreaking. If you just go back and look at that play, he's running around like a chicken, doing everything he can, and we can't touch him. And he's against the grain and just heaves it to Jared Cook and just tippy toes to put them in field goal range to win it with like a 40-something yard field goal. That was rough.
That's the too much time game, and thanks for the call, Joe. That's the hey, you left too much time left on the clock for Rodgers. Somebody put that in my group chat last night about Ravens Steelers, and I snarkily said he ain't that guy anymore. This ain't the same Aaron Rodgers. He's not that guy anymore. And yes, it was too much time. It was. But then he left too much time for Lamar Jackson. So
yeah, certainly did.
And the reason I say he's not that guy anymore is I still believe in Aaron Rodgers' ability to be accurate with the football. I believe in his ability he has the arm power. He has all of that. But just like Joe and Jupiter just said, on that miraculous play for the Packers, all that scampering and running around that he was doing, he can't do that today. That's why I think it's going to be hell on earth for him this weekend against the Houston Texans. With those edge rushers, the Ravens had no pass rush, so he was able to sit back there comfortably. With that team and that defensive front, I don't know how the hell he's going to get by. We're going to have to wait and see. But more on your most disastrous, devastating, demoralizing losses to end the season right here on Theoretically Speaking. 888-760-3776. Good people, tap in on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. We have Asher in West Palm Beach. Happy New Year to you, Asher, man. What's good with you?
Good people, what's going on with you, Theo? All is well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What was what was your number one, most demoralizing season-ending loss that you had, similar to C-Katt's Ravens with Tyler Loop last night?
To me, I'm an Orlando Magic fan, so let's go back to 2009 when we had to play the Lakers in NBA Finals. You know, coming off of beating Cleveland and knocking LeBron out, and everybody wanted that LeBron versus Kobe matchup, and we spoiled that for everyone.
and to go play the Lakers, and we all know how it went down. Kobe just took over and basically just ended our season. So that was tough for me because I really thought that we had a chance to really beat the Lakers, but they had Kobe, so you can't compete against that.
Amen to that, and I appreciate your call, Asher. Hope you have your goals set for the new year and everything is rolling cool with you. Sorry for the fact that you're a Magic fan, and sorry about that year too, because that felt like one of those years where we're supposed to be 20 years from now talking about, remember that one Magic team that won a title with Rashard Lewis and Hedo Turkoglu, and I think they had Skip Tamalu, Rafer Austin at the time as well. Like, that was one of those once-in-a-generation teams, coached by Stan Van Gundy, centered around the big man Dwight Howard, who was supposed to be Superman 2.0, Shaq 2.0. They shot it well. I mean, they used to get up threes like it was 2025 back in 2009. And Dwight was in the middle of it all, rebounding, blocking shots, defensive player of the year. They had the formula, and they never were able to recreate that magic. You get it? Like,
yeah.
They're the Orlando Magic.
Is losing via special teams the most painful of way to lose game in sports? Trying to think the equivalent in other sports. It's like, is it like losing in penalty kicks in soccer? Where it's like, we played you equal for 90 minutes and then played extra time equal. And now we're going to play a carnival game. That's how we're going to decide a champion in our league. And then baseball, it's tough because defense is a big portion of that game. From the moment you pick up a baseball until the very end, you got to play good defense if you want to win postseason games when it comes down to it. Basketball, is there an equivalent to it? Free throws?
No. Basketball's equivalent is like a half court or full court heave.
Yeah.
Free throws don't. That's not going to hurt you as much because they earn their way to the line most likely. In basketball, a game-winning shot is one thing. Like what happened to FAU in 2023 in Houston, that's one thing where it's
clutch
like
gene's a shot. Yeah, you ran your offense.
You have to respect that. A half-court heave or a full-court heave to win it, like a Christian, even the Christian Laettner one was kind of faulty. Anything like that feels like, come on, man. What's my boy's name? Gordon Hayward in the in the Final Four. Those are painful because it's like, bro, that was some that kind of like when you play a video game and the computer start cheating. That's how that feels. You didn't feel like you got earned. Tyrone and one of the good people in the YouTube chat says he says he's an old head Raiders fan. 1972 Oakland Raiders versus Pittsburgh Steelers. He says he still doesn't like Franco Harris. Was that the
immaculate deflection?
Immaculate catch. I thought, not deflection. If it was a deflection, he would love Franco Harris.
Yeah, good point.
But I guess it was kind of tipped, and then he got the catch, which I've only seen the highlight of that play a couple of times on those random like NFL films, retelling of great stories and games. I could imagine as a Raiders fan, at the very least, you had some success centered around that. But as a Raiders fan at that time, it was Raiders and Steelers year after year as two of the more prominent teams in the NFL. And I would at least assume that they didn't like each other.
Yeah, I'm watching the immaculate reception right now.
Reception.
And I would
deflection catch. All right, it's immaculate reception.
It's a play on like the biblical term immaculate conception.
Good job.
I didn't know that until I did that quick Google search.
Bro, it was like a week and a half after Jesus' birthday, and you're over here forgetting his conception?
Yeah,
that was his big play.
We use different vernacular in 2025.
Yeah, nobody says that no more.
The immaculate conception. I was like, damn, that was crazy.
That was wild.
Like, wait, you meant no one? I think you're lying. Why?
It's like, come on.
It's an elaborate hoax, huh, Mary?
I swear. No. Steven is in Lake Park. Steven can help us pivot here back to worst postseason or season-ending loss that you've suffered through as a fan. 888-760-3776. That's the Baptist Health Hotline. Steven, good people, Happy New Year to you. Hate to start it this way, but what was the worst loss you suffered, man?
Okay, as a Patriot fan living down here in Florida, it was our undefeated season.
Hold on a second. Stop, Steven, for a quick second, please. Are you even allowed in this conversation as a Patriots fan with all the great wins y'all have had? Before we get the answer, because we know the answer you're getting to, are you allowed in this conversation? Is it not disrespectful?
Sure. No. Come on. We were dead for the last 3 or 4 years. It was ugly.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had a 3 or 4 year drought.
I'll tell you the truth. I never, ever expected them to do anything this year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Nobody did. Okay.
But tell free money.
Fancy us with your story, though, because I do want to hear this despair, because you don't get a lot of these kind of stories as a Patriots fan. So do retell 2007 perfect season. All right, take me to that moment for you, Steven.
Okay, it was like, 17-0? We were 17-0, 18-0, and that great catch by the Giants.
Yeah.
And
David Tyree.
That was it.
See
beautiful catch on top of his head.
There's not even any pain in Steven's voice here, because he's like, I already had 3 rings. I got 3 more afterwards. Like, you don't even feel the pain there, Steven.
Steven is the millionaire who, man, in his darkest day, he got a parking ticket.
Yeah.
And that sucked. Like, he didn't want to have to pay to the city of West Palm Beach $45 for his illegally parked Benz. No, I can't listen to that.
Yeah, it's hard,
we have callers that are calling. We had a Cowboys fan call in.
Yeah.
We have a Magic fan call in. We're talking about people that are impoverished.
We got a Raiders comment.
Yeah, Raiders comment. Talking to Texans fans in here. Even Seahawks fans with a Super Bowl there, but the pain doesn't compare, if you ask me. I feel like you got to be removed from the conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate your call, and you are still good people to us, Steven. But next time, just show some decorum.
Sometimes you can't empathize.
Yeah.
Or is it sympathize or empathize?
Empathize means that you also can relate to it, because I believe you've gone through it. Sympathize is you don't understand it or have gone through it, but you are.
Yeah. That's fake empathy.
It's fake empathy, Steven. So we do appreciate your submission. Brandon tried the same thing in the YouTube chat. As a Patriots fan, that 07 undefeated season still haunts me to this day.
Man.
Are you serious? No, absolutely not. You don't. Also, conveniently, their one demoralizing loss came in the year where they had a perfect regular season.
Right.
Tom Brady, Randy Moss. The most fun season I'm sure it was ever to be a Patriots fan.
Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Nobody gives a damn about you.
And it was like you had championships before it, too. So in that moment, it's not like you were thinking, man, I guess we'll never get here. Like, you already won Super Bowls before going undefeated in the regular season.
That's like
in retrospect, you won championships afterwards.
Afterwards, too, you have many a times the hill. It's like a Warriors fan, like, bringing up 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
It stinks to be the 3-1 series loss, first team ever to do that in the finals, but whatever. It's a footnote.
It's a footnote. You did so much more afterwards. Look at Cade in the YouTube chat says 24-0 Chiefs Texans. I tormented an elementary school the day after that happened. I was a teacher at the time. I'm sorry. I had to make sure I clarified that. I was a teacher at the time, coaching PE, and I came to school that next day in a Chiefs crew neck, and also learned how to also tease Texans fans in Spanish that day, because it was a very, very much so bilingual school. Houston Texans. In Houston, a lot of heavy Mexican population. So I teased all of the kids and the staff that day, and they didn't like it.
I feel further and further vindicated in my opinion that if I was elected commissioner today, special teams would be gone before the end of the workday. Like, I'm sorry. I would give severance packages to guys like Tyler Loop. I'd give good packages to what was his name? Cam Little, who nailed a 67-yarder yesterday. Congratulations. They're going to love you in Canada. Like, I'm gonna help you move. We'll get safe bound he's moving out of Florida to somewhere else.
What about our guy Jake Weinberg? Florida State second-year kicker. He's been doing this his whole life. He's knocking 60-yarders through the uprights, thinking he has NFL dreams. You're taking that away from him?
Yeah, I'm getting rid of all special teams. Long snappers, find a new job. I'm sorry.
Mike Tannenbaum is joining us later. His son is a long snapper.
You know what? Get some reps in on some local radio, and then maybe you'll become an NFL analyst as well. I'm sorry. But all special teams, if Christian Catt was elected commissioner, gone tomorrow. See ya.
Before we go to break here, have you made a decision for 2026 of your fantasy football league? Because you are commissioner of that, and you do have special teams in it.
No, I have not made a decision.
So you're full of crap.
That's not true.
You have the power right now, and you won't do it. More theoretically speaking, maybe C-Katt won't talk out of both sides of his mouth on the other side here, on the other side. Plus, we got to get to a get-around, and, of course, we are going to have our guy, Mike Tannenbaum, joining us later on to talk about Black Monday. We have 6 total coaches fired this year, 4 of them today. We'll get to all of that and more, but one thing I want you to get back to is, of course, the PGA Tour's presence here in South Florida. It is Season 2 of TGL. Season 2. I've already experienced a bit of it at SoFi Center. C-Katt, how many matches have you been to?
I was out of town for the first, but in the building for the second. It was pretty awesome.
The arena is cranking. It's prime time. Season 2 of TGL, Tomorrow's Golf League, is back. Big moments, big personalities, nonstop action on the big screen. We got the shot clocks, hammers getting dropped, timeouts, overtime, city v city, squad v squad. Who you repping? I'm with the LA Golf Club. I'm with LA. Who you with?
I'm a Jupiter Lynx fan.
Jupiter Lynx still.
I think we're going to see Brooks Koepka join the Jupiter Lynx in time. You heard Rory McIlroy on 4 Palm Beach talking about how I would love to have Brooks Koepka now that he has left Live Golf on TGL because it would help TGL. So maybe you're seeing Brooks Koepka on the Jupiter Lynx in the next 5 years.
But that's such a far drive from Brooks Koepka. I mean, where's he from?
He went to Cardinal Newman High School, didn't he?
Oh, so it's in his backyard. TGLgolf.com. That's where you can get your tickets. TGLgolf.com. Tomorrow's Golf League, man. But it's happening today, and it's happening in Palm Beach Gardens. Get your tickets. Pull up on us. We oftentimes do shows ahead of the TGL matches, so maybe you'll see us out there in the promenade.
Yeah, Russo and Rizzo will be live from right outside the SoFi Center at that promenade. When you scan your ticket to walk in, you'll see Russo and Rizzo tomorrow.
Do it. Yell OH at Rizzo, by the way. If you when you see him, just yell it and see how he responds. I just want to see if he still's got that spirit in him.
He will. Yeah. He has a weird brain tick that doesn't allow him to not reply.
That's good. It'll be fun. TGL presented by SoFi. It is here. TGLgolf.com. Keep up. It's golf. More Theoretically Speaking on the other side. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking in 2026 on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3. The 2 p.m. hour is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into on ESPN. That's no off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN, all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today to get involved.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Hi, I'm Mike Caruso, your clerk of court of Palm Beach County. Did you know that right now scammers are targeting people like you with phone calls and fake texts, saying you owe money or face arrest for an unpaid traffic ticket? Don't fall for it. The clerk's office will never call or text you to collect on a traffic violation. We're here to let you know what's real and what's a ripoff. Learn the signs, avoid scams. Go to mypalmbeachclerk.com/scams to learn more.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that wants to learn more about careers with Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
It's almost time for spring training baseball in West Palm Beach. Cacti Park at the Palm Beaches is ready for another incredible year with the Astros and Nationals. Watch top matchups all spring long. That's Cardinals, Phillies, Mets, Yankees, Marlins, Orioles, and the Pirates. Plus special exhibition games against Team Venezuela. Games start February 21st and run through March 22nd. Tickets are on sale now at cactipark.com. Don't miss spring training in West Palm Beach. Secure your seats today.
I used to talk about the weather as small talk. Now I talk about McValue deal days at McDonald's. A hamburger or cheeseburger for just 69 cents on Sundays and Wednesdays? I'm chit-chatting for days. A 6-piece chicken McNuggets for 99 cents on Mondays? Catch me yapping all day, dude. I'm not even mad about it. You want the deals? You need the app. Get 99-cent McNuggets and 69-cent hamburgers or cheeseburgers only in the app. These deals will definitely give you something to talk about. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Valid Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays in January and February at participating McDonald's. Valid once per day. Must opt into rewards.
Don't fumble your finances. Whether you're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stressed life. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
It's 4th and 7. Season on the line. Jackson lofting it up, and it is held on to by Isaiah Likely.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Because of Tyler Loop's missed 44-yard field goal at the end of that game, the Steelers went on to win 26-24, and that Jackson to Likely huge connection on 4th and 7 will likely be lost in the annals of football history. We're only going to have like 1 or 2 more days to talk about that play, and then it just doesn't matter anymore.
After that ball was caught, the theoretically speaking group chat. Pop the bubbly, cat! Oh, you've got plans next weekend, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I also attribute it to the Mike Tirico announcer's curse before Loop missed the field goal, and now you're at war against special teamers. Brandon in the YouTube chat commented and said, C-Katt basically said, put the fries in the bag for special teamers. You are ready to outlaw, to ban special teams.
Yeah, it's in my action plan.
Yeah.
You know, when people are running for office and they have XYZ, that's in my action plan.
Yeah.
My first 24 hours of being elected NFL commissioner, all special teams eliminated.
Cat 2026.
With one stroke of the pen.
Wow.
Owners, you don't get to vote on it. Sorry.
That would be one of the single biggest stroke in football history of a pen.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a huge rule change. I don't know why I worded it that way. I was trying to use your vernacular, and it felt a little freaky. How about we just go to the Baptist Health Hotline?
I like it.
And join you in some Ravens despair, because we have Jalen in Miami joining us now. And Jalen, like you, C-Katt, is a Ravens fan. And Jalen, like you, got a similar message from me in a separate group chat thinking that game was over.
Wow.
Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year.
You know what? Happy New Year to the crew, theoretically speaking. Yes, like Theo mentioned, I too got one of those unfortunate, premature text messages. But ask Theo, he'll tell you, I told him way too early.
Yeah.
Way too early. Matter of fact, he sent me a text after The second Zay Flowers touchdown with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, he said, the game's over. You got it in the back. I said, there's no way. I said, have you watched our defense play today? What are you talking about? He said, no, they don't have any timeouts left. I said, so what, dude? So what? Doesn't matter. They got Aaron Rodgers. Oh, also.
I know. I knew it was coming.
Slandered Aaron Rodgers in the process as well, talking about Aaron Rodgers is dead. He doesn't have it left. You guys have won this game. I don't think anyone could have been more wrong at 11:45 p.m.
That was terrible.
And that's how it works, Jalen. You're a Ravens fan, so Theo's not he's a Lamar supporter, not a Ravens fan. So he has nothing to lose by making these bold, premature claims in the privacy of his own group chats. Like, so what? He doesn't feel any jinx.
7 text messages, people congratulating me at 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. I say, everybody, please leave me alone. Thank you.
It's the worst.
Everybody, please leave me alone. I've seen this horror movie before. It's Groundhog Day. I just banged my head against the wall.
Hey, Jalen, am I taking it a step too far, though? Just for you, as a person who has suffered through all of these years, am I taking it a step too far by saying Lamar Jackson should leave Baltimore?
Yeah. For sure, taking it a step too far. John Harbaugh needs to be on the first thing smoking out of Baltimore. He could take Zach Orr, pack him up in his carry-on, and get him up out of there, too. I don't care what he do with him. They got to go. Combo deal.
Yo.
Monk is the only guy that can stay.
That was beautiful scheming up on especially the last few plays that were big plays for the Ravens offense. Hey, Jalen, appreciate the call. We got to get to Mike Tannenbaum here, who I'll also ask the same questions to, and I'm sorry, I will refrain from texting either one of you during Ravens games ever again. I'll wait till it's 0-0-0 on the scoreboard. I will. Thanks for the call again.
You think we can get a combo deal in Cabo? Nice little deal on there.
You know what? We can. Yeah. You know what? I'll get the top suite, though. I'll get the top suite. Y'all can get the bottom floor because I like a balcony. But, yeah, let's get a little combo in Cabo for the Chiefs and the Ravens as we both get to watch the playoffs from the sidelines. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Also, always fun here on Theoretically Speaking when we get joined by former NFL GM, current ESPN NFL insider, Mike Tannenbaum. He joins us now on Theoretically Speaking. And he does so in the midst of Black Monday. What is Black Monday? Well, it is the Monday after NFL's Week 18, where we see GMs and coaches get the pink slips. We saw it already from 4 teams today that got rid of their coaches. The Falcons actually did a little doubleheader there. They started things off relieving Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot, general manager, of their duties. Since then, we've seen the Cardinals fire John Gannon. We've seen the Cleveland Browns get rid of Kevin Stefanski, and there was one more. Maybe Mike Tannenbaum can help you with this one. What was the other firing today, Mike T?
Jonathan Gannon in Arizona.
Yes. Gannon out of Arizona. So now we have more coaching openings. And Mike T, first off, Happy New Year to you. Thanks for joining this show. Always a pleasure to have you. I want to ask you, as somebody who's been through this and experienced this from the inside of the NFL, what the heck is Black Monday like around the NFL, specifically if you're one of those people that know your seat might be a little bit more shaky?
Yeah, look, I've been on both ends of those conversations multiple times in my career, and being on either side of it isn't fun. And there's so many great things about the league and being part of a team and competing for championships. By far, this is the worst day of the year. And it's not just, hey, Jonathan Gannon gets let go. Jonathan Gannon, by all, barring something unforeseen, has the means, has been paid well. But there's probably another 30 or 40 people it impacts and their families and children. And that's the part that, again, no one's going to feel sorry for anybody because we all know what we signed up for in this business. But the sad reality of it, it impacts a lot of people well beyond just the name you hear about.
I was curious about that, too, because, since there are so many people that usually get let go with the head coach or the general manager, is that one conversation with the GM and then head coach and then they disseminate the rest of the information? Is that typically how it goes? Or is it like a seminar in a lecture hall? Like, how the hell does this go?
Yeah, it's a great question. Every situation is a little bit different. Sometimes an email sent out. Sometimes everyone's brought into the auditorium. It impacts so many people. And typically you're told to keep working until otherwise. And sometimes you'll get to interview for your job when new leadership's brought in. Every situation can be a little bit different.
Mike Tannenbaum joining us here, ESPN NFL insider, also a man who has experienced Black Monday before. And as we all experience it together today, we now know there are 6 total openings in the NFL for head coach. Mike T, before we talk about those openings, just curious, do you think that there are any other people who have looming hot seat coaches or GMs that we could also see go by the end of the day, or do you think it's all done with?
My sense of it is like it's all done, Theo. But look, there was a lot of discussion about obviously what's happening here locally with the Dolphins, and maybe with Pittsburgh. If Coach Tomlin, if they lose next week after Monday night's game against Houston, does he say, "Hey, I want to take a year off, go into TV"? So I think those would be 2 more to monitor, but I'd be surprised on either one.
Let's talk about the Dolphins then, because that's a place where you have worked before, so you know how they work leadership and top down. Mike McDaniel is a coach who has been in the crosshairs when it comes to his job security for the past 2 years at least. And the Dolphins underperformed this season. We know that Tua is likely not in their future plans. Because we haven't gotten a notification to today, do you kind of feel like Mike McDaniel's at least here for another year?
I do. Now, look, that could change over the next couple of days. They're going through a GM search, so things could always change. But as more and more time, there's more distance from the last regular season game. It increases the chances that Coach McDaniel will be back for at least another year.
The Dolphins are sitting in a place, Mike T, man, where they they need to figure out all of the core positions in that team facility: GM, head coach, quarterback. I mean, hell, like left tackle, like everything it feels like can use an upgrade or an improvement. What do you think is the number one priority, though, for the Dolphins as they enter this tumultuous offseason?
Well, I would think that, look, you got to figure out the head coach and GM as it relates to on the field. Tua has a massive guarantee, so he's going to be there. Now, will he be there with competition? That has to play out. But, assuming that Tua is there, like I always think for him, he's a player you can win with. He has to be well protected. It's always about the offensive line and making sure that's as strong as possible. And then obviously, with Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Devin Achane all healthy, they certainly have enough weapons.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the issue for the Dolphins is like they're kind of good. And that being kind of good sometimes feels like it can get in the way of them actually taking that next step, because Mike McDaniel, the reason why he's not fired already is because he did coach well down the back end when it felt like the season was over with. The reason why Tua got the extension was because he was just good enough to do so, despite not living up to it and whatnot. So the Dolphins are kind of stuck in that era, at least it feels like, of good that's getting in the way of great. And I'm curious how they move on from that. It's the same thing I feel like for the Ravens, but on a higher scale with Lamar Jackson. I made the bold claim, because we're in sports talk radio, sometimes you got to do that Lamar should be looking for his way out of Baltimore just for a fresh start, just for him to go somewhere where he is no longer has the demons of all of these ugly losses, and maybe he gets a new coaching staff, a new GM that finds a different way to utilize him, that maybe gets him over the hump. Clearly, it doesn't feel like the Ravens would want to get rid of Lamar, and it doesn't feel like there's too many greater situations than the Baltimore Ravens organization, which has been really good. But what do you think needs to change around Baltimore then? Because this is, year 5 or 6 in a row where they're good enough to win a Super Bowl, but come up short again.
Yeah, I think it was the defense this year. Pass rush. They moved on from Odafe Oweh. They traded him to the Chargers, someone they took in the first round. Name Madubuike got hurt. I think when you think about those great Raven teams, it goes back to them being a great defensive team. And I think that's what they have to really focus on. When you have Lamar and Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, you got plenty there. You got 2 tight ends and Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. I think it's really addressing the other side of the ball that's preventing them from where they want to go.
C-Katt has had the bold idea as a Ravens fan who is sick of losing in this style. He watched Cundiff in this season. He just watched Tyler Loop do the same thing. He has the bold strategy of eliminating special teams. Done with the kickers, the punters, and everybody. But Mike T, that would include long snappers. What say you to C-Katt's plan?
Yeah, well, there's a reason, the name football. So the answer, C-Katt, is in the job description. It's called football. We're looking for football players.
And so special teamers are undoubtedly football players, and it's loaded because Mike Tannenbaum's son, Jacob, is a long snapper. So, of course, he's going to want special teams to remain at least for the next 10 to 20 years. But hey, Cat, man, see, it ain't going nowhere.
I have full confidence in Jacob Tannenbaum's brain, getting him somewhere very far in this life.
I'm glad somebody does.
If his job's taken, quite literally, if we eliminate the long snapper position, I have confidence that he's going to do great things in his life. But yeah, Mike T, I think it's the least football thing about football in the modern day, and I'm fed up with special teams. And this is coming from a guy who had, all the benefit from special teams as being a Ravens fan with Justin Tucker and everyone else. Like, Stout is a Pro Bowler, and I don't like special teams.
Yeah. Well, look, they say, like, the game of football is chess on grass, and that game last night was just so epic on so many levels that Chidobe Uzoe falls down, they score, and Boswell, who hasn't missed an extra point in like a decade, misses an extra point. And then you think, oh my gosh, that fourth down throw that Lamar makes and likely catches, you're like, that's player of the year, makeable field goal, and the Steelers are going to be sent home because Chris Boswell misses the extra point. Like, there was like 6 improbable things, and that's why, like, it's so good, and that's what makes our sport so special. I mean, my gosh, that fourth quarter could be played 100 times, and there would have been 99 different outcomes, just given all the improbable things that happened.
Is it? Can you just call things lucky as a football observer, a football professional? Can you take last night's game and think, well, he just slipped down, and that's why you had Calvin free in the second level to take that touchdown for the Steelers. And, well, Loop didn't miss one inside of 50 yards, and he happened to miss it at the most important time of the season. Do you have to draw a direct conclusion about where a team fell short, or sometimes you can just call it a matter of sample size?
Yeah, that's a great question. Ironically, I thought you were going some place slightly different, C-Katt, which is a lot of people feel like opponent field goal percentage is somewhat indiscriminate, meaning if a team in a certain year just misses a lot of field goal against you, like, you don't really impact that all that much. Certainly, like, one-score games, like, there's a lot of theory, like, those things are not necessarily repeatable. If Aaron Rodgers was going to answer that question, what he would say is like, well, I saw that was one-on-one coverage. I knew that that Baltimore would be defending the sticks, meaning that they were anticipating Calvin Austin stopping at the sticks. So it wasn't luck, it was skill and preparation and experience that led to that. And, like many things, it was probably a little bit of all those things.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because like him slipping made it, wide open. Even if he doesn't slip, he likely doesn't recover enough to cover that ball because it was a perfectly thrown ball and a touchdown. So a lot of these little game of inches things do sometimes take away from the result. It's similar to like when Mike Tomlin was asked after the game, like, hey, like, does it take anything away from the win that like it felt like you had lost at a certain moment? Like that field goal, going wide is what ended, is what extended your season, not something that you did. And he's like, look, man, the analogy he used, I won't retell, but if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Let's just say that.
Yeah. No, I heard him. And I think what Coach was trying to say is like, well, a million things happened this season, against us, like Chris Boswell missing an extra point, so in the end, it should all even out. It's funny, like when you look at like the Ravens and, a lot of noise about Lamar, and you look at his upside and what he can do when he's on, like he made some plays, guys, that just like nobody else on the planet can make. That fourth down throw, like to have it layered in there across his body at night in the cold, it is unbelievable. Likely made a great catch, but like that throw, like the degree of difficulty on that throw on fourth down with the season on the line, that's why you got to love the sport. You got to love Lamar, respect his ability. I mean, that was an insane play. And, one other thing, like we're talking about all these things, but I saw one other person mention this, guys. What about, they had the timeout. Why not run the ball on the next play?
Yeah.
Instead of making it 44, make it, 40, 38 yards, would that have, impacted, that kick possibly?
Right. We've heard all kind of things. Run it to the hash or run the ball one more to get yardage. There was one person, C-Katt was a little mad that Lamar didn't scramble on the play that was a misconnection between him and D-Hop. and just pick up the first down with his legs there. There's so many little things that could happen in a game, and what happened was another demoralizing Ravens loss. One more thing on the way out here is we have Mike Tannenbaum joining us, ESPN NFL insider. We do have a playoff stage set, right? We do have teams now duking it out for a Super Bowl, and out of the 14 teams left, I'm curious from your perspective, which quarterback-coach combo do you have the most faith in to go lift the Lombardi Trophy? Quarterback and coach together.
Yeah, that's just super easy. It's Seattle, because that place is impossible to play. They got to win 2 home games. The crowd noise there with that defense, it's going to be impossible to go up there. And Sam Darnold only needs to be a B, and they're going to be in great shape.
Wow, you said it was easy. That was a surprise answer.
That's easy. I'm just telling you, I've been there. Guys, I have been there. It's hard to play there in August. Go there in January when they're favored with that defense. They get a field goal, the game's over. It's going to be hard to score. The physicality of that defense, it's really impressive.
I love it. Well, that you know what? Let me go hop on Hard Rock Bet when we're done here and check that out. Mike T, appreciate you jumping on with us. Again, Happy New Year to you, and I will fend off C-Katt's hate of special teams as long as Jake is still a long snap.
Love it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you again. That is Mike Tannenbaum joining us on the Baptist Health Hotline, dropping some Mike Tannenbaums, including Seahawks. But so here's the one caveat I will say. I asked him which quarterback combo he has the most faith in, and it mostly was about Seattle's home field advantage. So what do I do with that? He's right. He's right.
Right. The coach and the quarterback will be playing football in that stadium.
Yeah, they'll benefit from it. But that doesn't tell me you have confidence in them.
Seeing the way that they made the 49ers look on Saturday night, just a week after they put up over 40 points against the Chicago Bears the week prior.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, they are a force to be reckoned with.
That's the team I think I don't know if I have the most faith in them. But that's the team that I feel like has the most fortified path to the Super Bowl because they're at home, they've got a bye, and they have the best defense in the league.
I think if you only look at this season in a vacuum, that should be the team you have the most just confidence in. Right, we have preconceived biases of seeing these other teams in playoff games.
Yeah.
And this year's kind of the opposite example of that because you have no Bills, no Chiefs in those situations, but that's an NFC team. So I guess the only reason you wouldn't pick the Seattle Seahawks out of the NFC this year is counting on the 49ers showing up as they have shown up in playoff situations. Of course, the Philadelphia Eagles, the same thing, showing up when it matters most. Both in their own building, and then this year they'll probably play a game out of their home building because they didn't win the 2 seed if they make it through the divisional round.
I got an interesting game that we could play on the other side here.
Ooh, I'm interested already.
Yeah, see? All I had to do was lead into it with that, and then you're already hooked. It'll be somewhat of an old guard versus new guard scenario for these NFL playoffs. I'll give you more details on the other side as we enter the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
The 2 p.m. hour is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Mondays just got better for the men of Palm Beach County. Unlimited Auto Wash is offering $5 off any wash every Monday at all 6 convenient locations. Men's Monday at Unlimited Auto Wash. Don't miss it.
More than the county's largest employer, the School District of Palm Beach County is a community.
I graduated from the School District of Palm Beach County, and now I'm shaping the future in the A-rated district that shaped me.
This job gives me stability, great benefits, and a schedule that works for my family.
I'm proud to be where diversity is celebrated and professional development helps us grow.
From competitive salaries and the Florida retirement system to making a difference in the lives of our children. Join the School District of Palm Beach County at palmbeachschools.org/careers.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Kevin McHale, tax partner in Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, recent changes to the Opportunity Zone program include a rolling capital gains deferral period, updated basis step-up and tax-free appreciation rules, new categories of qualifying funds, and revised criteria for the census tracts that qualify as Opportunity Zones. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help real estate professionals navigate through the new Qualified Opportunity Zone rules so their investments align with their goals of maximizing deferrals, minimizing capital gains, and ensuring compliance with the updated legislation. If you're launching a new fund or restructuring existing investments, let Anshin strategically guide you through these changes and deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into on ESPN. That's no off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN, all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today to get involved.
Experience AT&T Playoff Playlist live on Miami Beach on Sunday, January 18th, part of the College Football Playoff National Championship. The concert lineup features cultural icon Peso Pluma, soulful trio Latin Mafia, and pop powerhouse Gracie. Admission is free. Visit collegefootballplayoff.com. The events are brought to you in part by Ram Trucks, Shaw Sports Turf, Taco Bell, Ticketmaster, and Verbo.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Hello? Hey, Miss Johnson, Sergeant Moore with the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. You have an outstanding fine for failing to appear for jury duty? Here's my lieutenant. He's going to get your credit card so you can handle this now.
Credit card number? But I never got a jury summons. What is this?
Hi, I'm Mike Caruso, your clerk of court. This is a scam. Law enforcement will never call you regarding your juror summons.
That's right. If there's a warrant for your arrest, we're not going to call you. We're going to show up and arrest you.
Don't get scammed.
Long ago, the seas be whispering tales of the lost loot. A treasure so rare it shows itself but once each turn of the sun. All this searching, and I found it. Publix, this be where X marks the spot?
Discounted tickets, limited time.
South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Advance tickets can save you more than half, so get them before they vanish on January 15th.
Limited time deal.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Many people start trimming trees when they hear a storm is on the way, but that leaves piles of branches on the ground that could become dangerous projectiles during a storm. Instead, having a year-round trimming plan is better for you, your neighbors, and the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. When trimming is done correctly and on schedule, your trees are stronger and more resistant to wind damage. After the storm passes, there's less vegetative debris, helping the SWA clean up your community faster. Learn more at swa.org/storm.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. This is Theoretically Speaking. It is Emotion Monday. And it's a whole lot of motion going on in the sport of football, on the gridiron, not just coming off of week 18 of the NFL as we now ride right into Super Wild Card Weekend. Have they gotten rid of the Super yet, or are we still doing that?
I think it just is fun to say.
Yeah.
I'm still seeing Super Wild Card Weekend.
Yeah. It was a huge branding point like 3 or 4 years ago, and then I've seen it dialed back. Year after year. We'll see how much they float that one out here. But it is Super Wild Card Weekend in the NFL. But most importantly, before we get there, C-Katt, who's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, I will say the reason I have been able to have such high spirits and the reason I have not felt the despair of another playoff, my first playoff as a Chiefs fan with no Chiefs in it, is because I simultaneously get the first college football playoff with my Miami Hurricanes in it. So I'm feeling good. I will be in Glendale, Arizona for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Miami versus Ole Miss. The Hurricanes, last time I checked, still 3-point favorites to make it to the national championship game, which will be in our backyard here at Hard Rock Stadium on January 19th. I was full of elation and joy to see Miami get over the hump, exercise the Ohio State Demons from 23 years ago, and absolutely steamroll that Buckeyes team that was favored by nearly 10 points over Miami. Now I'm excited to cover in person an opportunity for the Canes to punch their ticket to the national title. That's going to be great.
That is going to be great. I know it's going to be tumultuous, like the way of which you get to Arizona for that game. It's not a simple direct flight PBI and you're dropped off at the stadium. No, you're going leaps and bounds and jumping through hoops in order to cover this game, right?
Dude, I am, first off, I am the biggest PBI truther. Palm Beach International. I mean, they might as well name that thing after me, the way that I preach the praises of PBI. It is a top 5 airport, and it's not 5. I got to go through Fort Lauderdale, C-Katt. That's how much I want it.
I came from Fort Lauderdale today.
It is, if you want to talk about top 5 airport, that might be a bottom 5. Fort Lauderdale has, no, you know what? Miami's worse.
Yeah, I was going to say, because
Miami's worse.
All of the South Floridian airport discourse I hear about is about how much better Fort Lauderdale is than Miami. That's what I hear. I don't even hear the praises of PBI.
Yeah, it doesn't get enough love. PBI does not get enough love per capita, and I think that we need to start giving it more love. I saw a little PBI branded well out there in the kitchen, and I thought it might be there for me because I'm the biggest fan of PBI, but that is by far.
Running back in 2003 who gets a duffel bag of cash in the locker room after a good game.
I'm so serious. Bro, everything about PBI is great. Their process is great. It's just small enough, but just big enough. It's an international airport. You can get in and out. It's clean. They got great airport lobbies. They also are lounges, They also have, honestly, and it's gonna sound like I'm sucking up. They got great TSA. The TSA members at PBI seem to enjoy doing their job. They are efficient. There's never super long lines. That is something to be appreciative of, though.
Yeah, I guess so. If you're a TSA worker from Palm Beach International Airport, please call in. Let us know how you get trained. I know there's enough of you and enough of our reach to where you're bound to be listening right now.
Somebody's there. Somebody.
So let us know. We'll give you a shout out and you'll get to talk to your number one fan, Theo Dorsey.
I am the number one fan of Palm Beach International Airport. If I can fly out of there and into there for every trip, if I can just somehow, like on some Stranger Things type portal situation, like every time I fly out of an airport and land in an airport, it's PBI, but I get to be in the other city, I would do that because it is the best airport. It has the best process, and it has some of the best people. There are good people that work at that airport. There are also great processes, great lounges. I'm a big fan. So where was I going again? I just got lost in the sauce.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
I got to go to Fort Lauderdale to get to Glendale.
In order to get to the Fiesta Bowl, you can't fly out of PBI.
Can't even go out of PBI. I got to go through Fort Lauderdale, which stinks. Also, C-Katt, you would think that if I'm flying out of Fort Lauderdale, it's because I found this perfect direct flight right into Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Or Phoenix. And I did.
Oh.
I did. Flying into Vegas. Flying into Vegas because that was the most affordable, best priced, most efficient flight I can find, because I don't know if you've heard, C-Katt, there's a lot of Miami Hurricane fans in South Florida who also might be making that trip from South Florida to Arizona, and they made their plans before I did. So
that stinks.
Flying into Vegas, it is going to be a 4.5-hour drive via rental car from Vegas to Scottsdale. Now, I've been hearing good things about this drive.
Again, positive pub for a 4.5-hour drive.
I have been hearing good things about this drive. People have told me it is a scenic route. You'll be going through mountains. You'll be going on a voyage that you have never seen before. It's not like the drive from South Florida to Tampa sucks. I just did it for Christmas. It's absolutely treacherous. I mean, shout out to my good people out there in Okeechobee. I love the way in which y'all light up the town for Christmas. It's one of the best displays of Christmas decoration in all of the nation. But driving through that town, the only highlight of my trip from South Florida to Tampa was driving through and seeing those Christmas lights that were put up. Outside of that, it was absolutely decrepit. It was disgusting. It was a lot of just two-way roads. I hated it. They say that this is a scenic drive, though. I'm going to be going up and down through mountains. I'm going to see some cool views.
What time of day are you driving this?
Middle of the day.
Okay.
Touching down in Vegas around 10:30 a.m. I have, I don't want to brag or anything, but a brother might be presidential with one of the rental car services, so should expedite the process there of getting into the rental.
You're going to skip the line?
It's just, I'm saying, I'm going to walk out there and I'm going to be like, yo.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Get right past that line.
Okay.
And then hop in the rental in 4.5 hours. I don't know. The time zone stuff is wonky between Cali, Vegas, and Arizona. Some of the states over there just decided they're out on daylight saving time.
Okay.
So I don't know what time I'll be arriving in what cities directly because it's all wonky and weird this time of year. But yeah.
Once you plug it into your phone, it'll tell you your arrival time. Yeah. That's your arrival. You know that now.
But yeah, it's just I don't need to know it ahead of time. I know that it's about a 4.5-hour drive, Vegas to Scottsdale. Now here's the kicker. After the Fiesta Bowl, after we hopefully, fingers crossed, celebrate a Miami championship and we get a lot of good stuff post-game, which you can find all of that content on ESPN South Florida's YouTube page, I have a early morning journey then from Scottsdale to L.A.
Okay. All right. So journey to L.A. Are you driving to L.A.? That seems pretty far.
But it's also cheaper. So I'm picking up another rental car, and I will be making that 5 to 5.5 hour trip from Scottsdale, supposed to be scenic as well, right into L.A.
All right, is this like a triangle? I'm not really aware of the geography of the West Coast.
It's kind of like a...
It is a triangle.
Boom, boom. Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
I'm looking at the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a triangulated journey.
Well, I'm not going to go from then L.A. to Vegas. I just fly out of L.A. to get back.
All right, so your drive from Scottsdale to L.A. is 6 hours.
Jeez.
Which, I grew up in the Northeast, so that's pretty much where I grew up in New York to Maryland.
Yeah.
It's 6 hours, and it stunk. That drive was pretty buns. You'd wake up really early in the morning to try to avoid traffic in the Philly area and the Delaware even. But yeah, that's pretty brutal. On a place you've never been to before. Have you been to LA before?
I have been to LA. My pops lives in LA. And really, I told my dad I'm coming to LA to see him, but really one of my friends has a birthday weekend in LA. So it just lined up. And so if my pops is listening or if anybody clips this or anything, just act like I'm going there just to see my pops post holidays because we didn't see him this holidays. But yeah, so I got a whole itinerary.
Fly into Vegas immediate. You're not going to have a good time in Vegas, right?
I can't. I don't have time. I got to get to Scottsdale.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get in on Wednesday, but the game is Thursday, but I don't want to parlay.
I mean, you could take advantage of flying into Las Vegas.
I could literally parlay.
You could quite literally parlay this trip to the Fiesta Bowl to a night out in Vegas.
So here's the thing. What time do I leave Vegas? Like how much Vegas is just enough Vegas to make it worth my while to stick around and not get straight to Scottsdale?
I think you could be in Vegas until 10 o'clock and then get to Scottsdale at 2 a.m., sleep in, wake up.
It's Wednesday, though. Am I going to be the bum that's like looking for a good time and everybody's working? Or is that
everyone who's in Vegas on a weekday is trying there for a good time?
Okay, bet.
They either work there or they are gambling and partying.
Well, that sounds fun.
Just join a bachelor or bachelorette party and be like, mind if I hang out with you guys?
Don't know if my wife would like either one of those options. I don't know which one she would be more disturbed by if I joined a bachelorette party or a bachelor party. Both, it doesn't seem like I would be there and there will be good intentions around.
Are you making this trip with your wife?
My wife will be coming along.
Okay.
So maybe a bachelorette
you
party?
two could have good time. You don't need to have a group of people to party in Vegas. What if you get hot on the tables?
I know.
And then you're helicoptering over to Scottsdale instead of using the rental car.
So you're saying just bet it all on black or something. Just go to Vegas, try to triple my luck here. And I like that idea.
That'd be a legendary story.
I like that idea. I have to gamble something in Vegas.
Yeah, I think so.
I have to.
Not the airport, though.
No, not the airport. I've seen that. That looks like a scam.
It's very sad. I don't know. It's like you didn't get enough from your trip to Vegas, or you can't wait until you actually get to your hotel in Vegas. You had to gamble in the airport.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
But again, I hear stories of people who won $5 million because their flight was delayed.
That's crazy.
They sat down in a slot machine and bang, they hit it big. So, I hear the good stories, but the reality, I feel like, is not those positive examples.
I've had that sad and hungover walk through the Vegas airport, not because I was even out all night gambling. I was out there for a conference, and I just had a great time the night before I had my flight. It was one of those nights where it's like your flight's at 4 or 5 a.m. or so you stay up through the night. And I recall the only part of the Vegas airport that I can coherently recall is the long line of slot machines in that upper concourse heading towards wherever you board the plane at. And that's the only thing I could think is how in the world could anybody pull themselves together to sit down at one of these things? I was barely holding on to thin line. I was a quarter of myself just trying to pull through that airport. And I was
wincing at the jackpot noises.
Yeah, I was like, it almost made me sick to my stomach. I get rid of these things. But no. So I'm going to Vegas, going to Scottsdale, going to LA, coming back into Fort Lauderdale. It is going to be a hell of a journey, a hell of a marathon, and I hope that my Miami Hurricanes make it worthwhile.
Man, they held my flight this morning from Chicago to Fort Lauderdale because someone was late. They were waiting.
A passenger?
There was a family.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
It must go on. The show must go on.
Maybe it's because it was a connecting flight and they were also an airline, so they knew ahead of time.
They don't ever do that for me. They never do that. I'll be running through the airport and they'll give a damn. They're closing the gate.
I was so angry. This is a 5 a.m. flight from Chicago to Fort Lauderdale. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I woke up extremely early, hungover on playoff failures by the Baltimore Ravens.
Crazy.
And we're sitting on the tarmac and it's loud. And we're just sitting there, not flying. I'm in and out of consciousness while sitting on the plane before we took off. And then randomly, maybe 15 minutes after the doors closed, and they tell you when the doors closed. You hear it over the intercom or whatever. Just a family comes on, and they've got Starbucks and stuff.
Oh, the nerve.
They weren't in that much of a hurry. I saw the condensation on that coffee cup, on the refresher or whatever it is. That was a new Starbucks haul. But yeah. They were just late and got away with it. And then the kicker is, right before we take off, the mother of this 4-person family kicks over her drink, and it spills all over the aisle. I was so mad. It's a good thing I was sleeping and tired. I can't actually react to this right now. I just need to go to bed.
Some people.
Yeah.
Some people, man.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Those are people that derail your day. You want to hear about some good people that make your day brighter?
Please share.
That make your day better? These are good people that actually make my house more livable, more habitable, and that is EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDSisyes.com. If you want to live a better life, a more comfortable life, you just plug that into your website, little doohickey. EDSisyes.com. Because right now they're offering 0% interest financing for 60 months to qualified customers. You need a new air conditioning unit. Maybe, just maybe, you have plumbing issues, or you want to get locked in with a team that can help you with preventative care and repairs for your current situation. EDSisyes.com. Plug it in. Find out how they can help you today. 2026 marks the 20th anniversary for EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. 20 years in the game. 20 years servicing Palm Beach County and the greater area. 20 years keeping you cool and breezy. Don't think that there's not a reason that 2 decades of sustained success has been helping people like myself. I'm a gold plan member with EDS. You know what that means? 2 check-ins every single year. They text me to help remind me to schedule them. You know, sometimes I'm aloof. Sometimes I'm in my own head, right? I'm over here thinking about the Chiefs' playoff hopes or who they're going to get with the number 9 pick. I'm thinking about the Miami Hurricanes and if we're going to see a big game from C.J. Daniels or is Malachi Toney going to finally pop off? And then all of a sudden I get a text from EDS. Hey, it's time for one of those yearly check-ins. I tap in. They come through. They tell me what's good. They tell me what's wrong. We shake hands, and I'm better for it. EDSisyes.com.
That's how you end your good social interactions. Just a good handshake at the end.
Shake hands. You got to shake a hand. That's how you open and close any interaction. Like, you know how like the Ravens open and close seasons with miraculous, dramatic finishes?
That are not wins?
Well, I was going to leave that part of it out. EDSisyes.com. And yes, the Ravens oftentimes are on the wrong side of that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, speaking of the Baltimore Ravens, of which is my favorite NFL football team, you had a very bold claim earlier on in the show that we truly didn't flesh out to the fullest extent that I think we need to dive in next, because you think that Lamar Jackson should not want to be a Baltimore Raven next year.
Yeah. Yes. And here's the thing. Not all divorces, not all breakups, not all changes of scenery means that one side is holistically at fault, right? I don't say Lamar Jackson should leave the Ravens or should want out of Baltimore because I feel like they have done him wrong. Has the team come up short in big moments for him year after year after year? Yes. Untimely drops, game-changing fumbles, or like we saw last night, a missed field goal, which was, again, Tyler Loop, the rookie, he had never missed from inside of 50 all season long, and when they needed him most, he did come up short. Sure. Those are not the reasons why I would say that Lamar needs to leave Baltimore. That does not mean that they have poor organizational structure. That does not mean that they have been misutilizing his talents. No, I think it's all there. But also what I think is sometimes even in relationships that are going well, even in situations that are quote unquote good, that level of comfortability can oftentimes prevent both sides from becoming great. If Lamar Jackson remains with the Baltimore Ravens, will they make the playoffs next year? Most likely, yeah. They'll probably have a good offseason. They'll probably retool some things, and they'll be right back in the hunt next season. Will they have a shot at winning a Super Bowl? Yeah, just like they have over the past 4 or 5 years, really since Lamar Jackson has taken over for the Baltimore Ravens in 2019, first full year as a starter. Hell, his rookie season when he came in spell of Joe Flacco, they made the playoffs. He has put them in position year after year, season after season, to compete for Super Bowls. After a certain point, though, there does become a time where it's not a thing where it's not me, it's you. It's not you, it's me. It's just not for us. Lamar Jackson should leave Baltimore. Lamar Jackson should leave the organization, the same one that didn't know whether or not they wanted to pay the man. Whether that have been some owner's collusion or if it was the front office not feeling wholly confident in what Lamar Jackson could be at his ceiling. Let's not forget the summer of 2023 where they all but refused to give him the contract that he wanted. Lamar's going to be an unrestricted free agent in 2028. Lamar's potentially, we've heard reports of it, that he's trying to work out or negotiate a new deal with the Baltimore Ravens. But take a listen to, after last night's demoralizing 26-24 season-ending loss, take a listen to Lamar when he was asked. First, he was asked about his contract situation, which, of course, he's not going to comment too much on. But then he was asked about specifically the job security of his longtime head coach, the only head coach he's known as a professional, John Harbaugh. Here's the way in which he chose to respond.
There's a lot of questions about Harbaugh's future as well. Do you want to see John remain the coach next year?
You asked me about next year, Jameson. Like, I'm so caught up in what just happened tonight. I can't focus on that right now. I just told you. Like, he asked me, "Are you stunned?" I'm stunned right now. I'm still trying to process what's going on. Like, I know we lost, but what the that's all.
Pump fake that one right there.
Yeah.
Is that comforting if you're Harbaugh hearing? Like, is that a? It's a simple question. Do you want Harbaugh back next year?
Yeah, if it was 100% yes, which you would assume it to be with a coach-quarterback relationship that's been that long and has had a lot of success, maybe at the level of success that you think Lamar Jackson's quarterback potential is, and the level of success that we saw the head coaching potential be with John Harbaugh, which is winning the Super Bowl, that marriage has not resulted in that success quite yet. You would think the answer would be yes immediately and be answered that way if Lamar believed it, whether or not he was feeling the emotions of a catastrophic loss.
One thing I do, people can say what they want about Lamar, and you're right, he was feeling those emotions of that loss. He was in the midst of that shock because he thought he had just made a play to win it.
Mm-hmm.
So
silencing all the doubters on his ability to win the big game or come up big in the big moment.
Yeah.
He did that last night, the first ever quarterback to throw two different 50-plus yard touchdowns to go ahead in the fourth quarter, and he lose that game.
Yeah, he did it. He did his job. He put the Ravens in a position to win that football game, and special teams came up short. So is he emotional? Yes. Is he overwhelmed by the moment? Is he still trying to process his emotions like he said? Yes. But that's a simple question. And it's specifically a simple question if the answer is yes. And say what you want about Lamar. You can talk to me about how much you think he could be better. You can talk to me about how much you might not like his personality. Lamar Jackson's a straight shooter. Has been since high school through the pros. Lamar Jackson is not the type of guy to lie in your face. He's not the kind of guy to speak out of one side of his mouth and do something else. He's pretty confident in who he is. He's been resilient in the fact that he wants to play the quarterback position since he and his mother had that position, starting in high school through Boynton Beach, then to Louisville, and then up into the NFL draft where people wanted him to try out at wide receiver, and he said, no, damn it, I'm a quarterback. Lamar is a straight shooter. Lamar wanted a fully guaranteed contract. He demanded it, and allegedly, the NFL owners colluded against that. The Baltimore Ravens, by the way, fully entrenched in that. If they have their hands are dirty in that situation as well. In fact, they're very culpable of it because you saw their divisional rival, the Cleveland Browns, give out a fully guaranteed contract. It was totally within their realm to be able to do so the same for Lamar, but they didn't, and they seemingly colluded with other NFL owners to make sure nobody else made an offer for him. All of that aside, Lamar Jackson has seemed to at least have had it up to here with playing for John Harbaugh. I don't think that Harbaugh is going to end up getting fired. I don't think that the Ravens should necessarily fire John Harbaugh. I think he's a good coach. I mean, you as a Ravens fan, sure, you want a reset. You want a new culture maybe. You want to try something new because it hasn't been working out. But do you think Harbaugh's a bad coach?
No. I think John Harbaugh is a really good coach. I think John Harbaugh is a top 10 coach in the NFL.
I think Harbaugh's a good coach. I think the Ravens are a good organization, and I think that Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback. It just feels like that we've seen this equation time and time again. We've seen this connection happen and fall short one too many times. And I just think it's time for a change of scenery for him. I would love to see Lamar in a new uniform. I would love to see him with a new head football coach and play caller. I would love to see him surrounded by a new organization that finds a different way, a refreshed way of solving the problem. It's like being in an escape room and you're sitting there and you're looking for that next idea, that next plug to pull, that next sign to move out of the way, that next thing to do. Sometimes your eyes can get stale when it's monotonous. It's the same thing over and over again. Sometimes some fresh eyes coming in to help solve a problem can elevate you to a new level. The Ravens are good. But as they say, the enemy of great is not bad. The enemy of great is good, because good is comfortable. Good is good enough. And if the Ravens want to be great, if Lamar Jackson wants to be great and win a Super Bowl, I just think that the quickest solve to that would be for him to go into a new arena with a new franchise, a breath of fresh air, try again somewhere else. I think the Baltimore run should be over with.
Yeah, you look at the Lamar Jackson. I don't love doing this, but the legacy is being written for Lamar Jackson in his playoff success. And I'm treating last night as another data point in that, even though it quite literally was not a playoff game. Win or go home game was last night's AFC North season finale on Sunday Night Football. And at the very beginning of Lamar Jackson's career, he took a tough loss in the playoffs to the Chargers, which he did not play very well in that game at all. Rookie year Lamar Jackson. Yeah. He took over that team midseason and did very good things. And then the following year, record-setting season for the Baltimore Ravens, where they went into a game against Tennessee at 14-2 on the season, divisional round, and Lamar played bad. Again, that's 2 postseason performances, 2 bad postseason performances. And then you have his third example of that against Buffalo, where Lamar throws a pick 6 in that game. Then you have Lamar's game against the Chiefs. AFC Championship, a couple of years ago, Lamar didn't play well. But that's where it stopped in terms of porous Lamar Jackson postseason performances against good opponents.
Yeah.
He had wins in between those moments, but it was against lesser opponents, and he kind of expected it in those moments, especially for 2 times MVP. Lamar's not been the reason the Ravens have had a ceiling on their potential the past couple of years. It's been things outside of Lamar Jackson's control, and that's very unfortunate, especially this year and last year. The team has let down Lamar, and Lamar has not let down the team. Lamar has been at his worst when his team was at their best, and vice versa these last couple of years. I do not think Lamar Jackson has a better chance at winning a Super Bowl or competing in the Super Bowl if he leaves Baltimore. I think this is the best place for him to be. That's where he's grown. That's where he's evolved as a quarterback from becoming a prolific passer, accompanying his run game. I think Lamar's got to stay in Baltimore.
Matt Stafford didn't win his ring till he left Detroit, which, again, not apples to apples. Sometimes the new scenery can help both parties. Detroit's been good since. I also will say, LeBron had to leave Cleveland, come on down to South Florida to learn how to be a champion as well. I don't know what happens with Lamar's career. I'm not telling a man what he should think, do, or say, but I will say I would love to see him in a new, a change of environment. I would love to see him get an opportunity elsewhere. Specifically in the NFC. Lamar Jackson goes to the NFC. He's immediately the best quarterback in the conference.
But what is that exactly? You want him to just go to where it's easier to win?
I'm not saying he should go to where it's easier to win. He could even go to a tougher team in the NFC or a team with a tougher hill to climb. I don't see it happening in the AFC, and I don't see it happening with the Baltimore Ravens. That's a really good football team. They were the best we've seen a Lamar iteration of the Ravens was last year, and it came up short. You could potentially say the second best we've seen of Lamar with that team was the year before last when they lost in the AFC Championship game to the Chiefs. The AFC is only getting stronger around him. The Chiefs are going to retool. The Bills are still there. The Patriots are here. The Chargers are here. The Broncos are the 1 seed, damn it. You just lost to the Steelers in a win-or-go-home game.
Yeah, it stinks. It's really bad. It's 3.5-point favorites on the road in that game. And the Ravens, the previous meeting of these two teams this year, it looked like the Ravens beat them at home as well, and that did not happen due to a couple of unfortunate calls going against the Ravens in that game.
It's just time. I want to see something different. All right? I want to see something different. We're going to get something different at the South Florida Fair this year. We're getting Pirates.
Yeah.
Ahoy, matey. That's what Pirates say. They, ahoy, mateys. I have a terrible pirate accent, but I have a fever for the fair, and that's the South Florida Fair. We're going to party with the pirates. That's the theme for 2026. Unleash your inner pirate with a variety of activities. You got entertainment. Of course, you got the beloved fair food, and you got attractions that are inspired by the legends of the high seas. That includes the legends of the Frozen Cove ice skating show. You got the pig races and the Agracadabra. You got to pull up to find out what that is. And the only way to pull up is to either go to southfloridafair.com or go to your nearest Publix to buy your South Florida Fair tickets. If you want more information on the event schedules, including the bike night, the South Florida Fair parade times, and the classic rock tribute band competition, just go online right now to southfloridafair.com. We will see you at the fair. It's going to be a fun fair this year. It's going to be a very fun fair.
Yeah, we're going to be there. I forget which day. We're going to get to the South Florida Fair probably in the first week of which they're open. And I want to get a pirate guest on air. That's what I want for that.
I'd love that.
What was last year's
the guy
theme?
from SpongeBob.
Like the guy in the theme?
In the theme song, yeah.
Captain Redbeard?
Is that his name?
I don't know.
Captain Redbeard was the villain dude. No, that was the Duchess or something like that.
Right. The Flying Dutchman. Is
The
who
Flying
you're thinking
Dutchman.
of.
I want the guy in the intro.
Okay.
He said, "Are you ready, kids?" I want that guy.
Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm
I
saying.
haven't
This
said
guy's-
that out loud in a while, but it just as a child, that's kind of burned into my brain, I guess.
SpongeBob burned a lot of things into our brains. It was a show that practiced repetitiveness, and it stuck with me. A lot of things just remind me of SpongeBob, and I feel like I'm not alone in that.
I think it's also a thing where we grew up without streaming, so you would watch reruns a lot more.
Yeah.
Like in between the
You'd be
years
forced
of
to.
1990 to 2012, yeah, you would be forced to watch reruns. That's why there's more quotables in shows of that time, whereas you watch Stranger Things and you probably get one quote out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe two quotes out of it. Like some are dramatic and some are funny.
A lot of them corny, but yeah.
But when you watch The Office, you're watching Office reruns, whether it be on NBC, Comedy Central, or whatever. But nowadays, not too many rewatches.
That's true. That's true. But you know what? I like it that way. I like to be able to I like on demand. You know, theoretically speaking, it's also on demand. It is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can pull up anytime, ESPN South Florida app. You can get it on demand. You go on YouTube at ESPN South Florida on demand. You can watch things back. You can watch clips of the show. You can watch whatever you want. ESPN South Florida app. That's the way to join the show on demand. If you want to join the show literally live and talk with us and chop it up with the good people, it's Baptist Health Hotline. As we all know, 888-760-3776. Speaking of, man, Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, they're good people over there. And they want to welcome you to being treated like a pro. All right? You have any ankle pain, joint pain, little soreness in the back? You want to get back to the competitions that you're used to playing in? Maybe over the holidays you tweak something. Happens a lot. Turkey bowl, went too long, pulled a hammy. Who knows? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, they know how to treat you, that is, and they want to welcome you to being treated like a pro. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care that is trusted by the pros. So get back to the life and the activities that you love, and learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That is baptisthealth.net/ortho. Get right in a new year. Put that pain aside. That should be your New Year's resolution. Put that pain away. You know what? I'm going to give y'all one of my New Year resolutions on the other side here. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Many people start trimming trees when they hear a storm is on the way, but that leaves piles of branches on the ground that could become dangerous projectiles during a storm. Instead, having a year-round trimming plan is better for you, your neighbors, and the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. When trimming is done correctly and on schedule, your trees are stronger and more resistant to wind damage. After the storm passes, there's less vegetative debris, helping the SWA clean up your community faster. Learn more at swa.org/storm.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Long ago, the seas be whispering tales of the lost loot. A treasure so rare it shows itself but once each turn of the sun. All this searching, and I found it. Publix, this be where X marks the spot?
Discounted tickets, limited time.
South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Advance tickets can save you more than half, so get them before they vanish on January 15th.
Limited time deal.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit wellingtoninternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Spring training 2026 is coming fast to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Miami Marlins and St. Louis Cardinals return to Jupiter for 30 games in 30 days from February 21st to March 22nd. Come out to the ballpark this spring and make a memory that lasts a lifetime. Season tickets, groups, and mini plans are on sale right now. Purchase your baseball experience at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. See you soon at America's busiest ballpark.
I used to talk about the weather as small talk. Now I talk about McValue deal days at McDonald's. A hamburger or cheeseburger for just 69 cents on Sundays and Wednesdays? I'm chit-chatting for days. A 6-piece chicken McNuggets for 99 cents on Mondays? Catch me yapping all day, dude. I'm not even mad about it. You want the deals? You need the app. Get 99-cent McNuggets and 69-cent hamburgers or cheeseburgers only in the app. These deals will definitely give you something to talk about. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Valid Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays in January and February at participating McDonald's. Valid once per day. Must opt into rewards.
Are you one of those people that just can't focus at home? The dog barks, the kids are screaming, and you're thinking, how am I going to get all of this work done? Working from home can be distracting, but Intelligent Office is here to help you focus. They offer quiet and affordable private office and meeting spaces in Palm Beach Gardens to help you get your work done. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to reserve an office today.
Hey, Culligan man!
Good people. It's Theo Dorsey. Let's kick off the new year with a home upgrade that's a win for you and the environment. A Culligan high-efficiency water softener helps you use less soap, less detergent, and fewer chemicals. Talk about a game-winning play. Try Culligan today for 12 months interest-free. Visit Culligan.com for more information and to schedule your free water test. Or just say,
Hey, Culligan man!
Don't fumble your finances. Whether you're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stress light. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hey, Culligan Man!
I'm going to tell y'all right now, in 2026, Teddy is tapped in. And I'm tapped in on my tap water because my tap is powered by...
Hey, Culligan Man!
That's right, I got the reverse osmosis system. I am drinking more water. It's one of my 2026 New Year resolutions. It is what I am going to be sticking to. I keep it generic like that. I'm not going to set a certain mark per day. I'm just going to be fueling myself more through the Culligan water that fuels my home. And see, it's easy for me because I don't have to wait on the water delivery service, despite the fact that you can get that from Culligan water, Culligan.com. I don't have to sit around and go to the store and buy water bottles. No. I have a reverse osmosis system hooked up to my kitchen sink. Every time I push this little magical button that switches on the now purified water, and I get to drink it right from the tap. Culligan water, right in my home. That's not the only thing they do. How about this? You probably have some New Year plans. Let's kick off your New Year with a home upgrade that's a win for you and the environment. A Culligan high-efficiency water softener. I have one of those as well. It helps you use less soap, less detergent, and fewer chemicals, which is better for the environment, so you and the family are going to win. Try Culligan today for 12 months interest-free. 12 months interest-free. Upgrade your water system at your home. Do yourself a favor and your family as well. Visit Culligan.com for more information to schedule your free water test or just say,
Hey, Culligan Man!
It's like that. It's like that. Do you have any New Year resolutions centered around the sport/game/hobby of golf?
Yes, I do. Me and my wonderful girlfriend sit down every New Year's Eve and we make career goals, hobby goals. Last year's goal for me in the game of golf was to actually break 100. It happened in March. So I was like, check that box off. Now I'm scrambling, trying to figure out what exactly my goal should be for 2026 with the game of golf. And I think I'm going to settle with breaking 85, which I've shot a 90 before. It's when I was playing my best golf. And the reason I was playing my best golf was because of the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. They're starting new programs off in the new year, KaiserGolfCenter.com. Make sure you treat your golf game with respect. Just showing up every Saturday, hoping it goes well, that's no way to enjoy a 4-hour round of golf that you're paying a lot of money to be on that green this time of year. To begin with, make sure you go to KaiserGolfCenter.com. They have the best facilities, tools, and coaching in the area, both indoor and outdoor. You can get video replay analysis on what exactly you're doing with your swing. Compare it with the pros so you know exactly where to put your hands, what to do with your hips, how exactly to grip the club. KaiserGolfCenter.com, KaiserGolfCenter.com. If they hook you up with Coach Evan, maybe even Coach Pete, that's who's hooking me up with my golf lessons. That is the tools, the coaching that you need to improve your golf game, and you will break and shatter every goal you set on the golf course in 2026. KaiserGolfCenter.com. I'm going to break 85. I put it as a year-long goal, but my little side action is I'm going to try to do it before 6 months. I think I'll break 85 before 6 months.
You should always, it's one thing I try to preach I try to execute myself, but I also try to preach to others is those year-long goals, you have to break them up into either quarters or monthly actionable items, because if you give somebody a full year to do something, it's kind of like if there's a simple office survey we have to fill out and somebody says, get it done by 2 weeks from now. What are you going to do?
I'm going to do it the day before.
Exactly. So if you just incrementally put some either building steps ahead or you push forward some of those goals for the year into quarters or monthly breakups, then it just makes you a more efficient person.
And you know what? I want to get better at the game of golf because doing this show, like Theo, you've introduced me to the social circle of these important people that are doing important things, specifically
really
in the game of golf, like Todd Fleming. Ever heard of him? Who joins us on Fridays every week on Theoretically Speaking, and I'm on the hook. I got to play golf with them soon. Guy runs the freaking Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Like, he's probably pretty good at golf, and I don't want to look like a fool.
Yeah. No, I have not watched him play around. I've seen him swing the clubs here and there. He's good. He's got a good game. He's a former college basketball player.
Okay, athletic.
As well. Athletic. And his literally, we talk sports for a living. His life is literally sports. He's worked in sports for 20 plus years. For different teams and activations. And right now, yeah, you're right. He's with the PGA Tour. He's with the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. The dude practically lives on golf courses.
Putting together a pretty darn good tournament this week.
Oh, man.
This year.
Man. If you haven't heard, which must mean you haven't been tapped in with the good people here at Theoretically Speaking, the Cognizant Classic returns to PGA National Resort and Spa February 25th. That is a little under 2 months away. Right at the back end of February 25th through March 1st. You can watch PGA Tour players take on the Bear Trap. It's one of the toughest stretches of golf, and you can do all of that while kicked up in an elevated fan activity zone, which they have around every corner right there on the Champions Course. Tickets for the 2026 tournament are on sale right now, and they have been going and hopefully not gone. We're going to find out soon as we bring in Todd Fleming this week. But visit thecognizantclassic.com to check out the ticket options for every golf fan. If you want an upgraded experience, if you want to be a little highfalutin, if you want to be up there in the premium hospitality areas, how about you check out the Shoreline Suites or the 1909 Terrace? If you want to kick it with me and the cat, how about you pull up to the Bear Trap overlooking the iconic 17th hole? It's going to include beer, wine, and soft drinks. Tickets are on sale right now at thecognizantclassic.com. That's thecognizantclassic.com. Tap in with the good people, man. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. We are back in the rhythm of things, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little shaky for some time because we were off and on again. It felt like All-Star break as an NBA player.
I see, yeah.
And now we're back in the full stretch.
Playoffs.
So we're getting to the playoffs. We're gearing up for the playoffs right now. Like hopefully the Heat will be doing. Russo and Rizzo next here on ESPN 106.3. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Glow wild this holiday season at Lion Country Safari during their first ever nighttime festival, Lanterns and Lights Safari Nights. Come experience a brand new adventure as you stroll through illuminated displays featuring wildlife from across the world and prehistoric legends. Enjoy festive food and drinks, snap radiant photos, or play on glowing swings and seesaws. It's interactive fun for the whole family. See Lion Country Safari like you've never seen it before at Lanterns and Lights Safari Nights. Now glowing select nights November to January. Details at lioncountrysafari.com.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
As teams fight for their shot to hoist the trophy, make sure the only thing turning up the heat is the action on the field.